Hi everyone, I'm Russ Hamilton. I'm a retired sergeant with California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation.
Hey everybody. So today I got hit up by a few people who were talking a lot about the Stanford Prison Experiment. I guess there's some new stuff out on it now. And anyway, just thought I'd hit things up doing a little video here on it. So anyway, if you're familiar with it at all, you know that the Stanford Prison Experiment happened in 1971. And basically it was a thing about, I think there was like 24 students involved, and they all had specialized roles. They were either prison guards or they were inmates. And anyway, the whole idea was to see how people with these labels and different responsibilities put on them would act. And basically the whole experiment was supposed to take 2 weeks. They shut it down after 6 days because things got so out of hand. And what happened was, I believe by the second day, they had a standoff between the so-called inmates and the so-called officers, and it resulted in the officers actually using fire extinguishers on them. And then beyond that, it went into using supposedly psychological torture on these people and stuff. And so anyway, this whole experiment actually became an icon in a lot of different textbooks and stuff, because it was absolutely proving that anyone could become a monster just by being given a specific title or a role and stuff. And so no, that's not the way it works. The Stanford Prison Experiment, even though it showed that, was horribly, horribly flawed. And over time and stuff, a lot of these flaws have come out. And so if we just want to go back and look at how these flaws occurred, first off, there was absolutely no training of these individuals. Second of all, there were absolutely no rules, no policies, no procedure, nothing like that to follow. Then after that, after we get past those things that it's easy for even a prison guard like myself to figure out, you had the person who ran the experiment, a guy named Philip Zimbardo, who was actually there functioning as the so-called warden. Well, what's he doing there if they're trying to get, objective data to look at all this stuff? No, he was there with his thumb on the experiment, on the scales the whole time, directing and coaching the guys that were playing the so-called guards, telling them how to act. Then years after the fact, and I got to give this guy credit, all right, a guy named Carlo Prescott. He was a former inmate at San Quentin, my old stomping grounds, way back. And anyway, part of his whole responsibility for the thing was to come up with some different ideas and stuff. And so they'd come up with ideas like placing bags over these guys' heads and things like that. All stuff that didn't happen all on its own. So you have this huge experiment that's been put in all these textbooks all through the years and stuff, and there's absolutely no basis for it. So what happens is you get people that are driven by agenda and driven by all these research dollars and stuff, and they're getting very skewed, very horrible results. So anyway, this is just a way for me to express that in this job, in this game, you have to be able to think critically. These people were not thinking critically. And more to the point is they were cheating the whole system. They had an objective, and they could have written the paper beforehand if this was the only way they're going to do it. So anyway, that's my little primer on just exactly what the Stanford Prison Experiment is and was. And if you're seeing a lot of it in the last few days in the news or some things that are happening on TV, and I haven't seen this portion myself, whatever's going on with something called Mindfield, I believe it is, or something like that. I doubt that they're going to be revealing how horribly flawed this thing was. But now you have a little idea of just how bad it was and why the whole Stanford Prison Experiment was a farce. So anyway, I hope you all stay safe out there. Later.